All right. Welcome to Black Man Dating in Atlanta. I'm going to clue you in on a couple of dating in Atlanta stories. Now, look, I've been in Atlanta since the Club Kaya days. Shout out to real Atlanta people who know what I'm talking about. I have been in Atlanta since the Club Kaya days. My favorite club was Esso, way better than Visions. So I have seen a lot and done a lot. So we're going to break this down, man. The first story I'm going to give you is about the 4'10" woman who is pimping 6'4" basketball men. It is it is hilarious. I've seen a lot, man. It's hilarious. We're gonna get into it. But first of all, man, if you want to donate to the channel, if you want to contribute, help the channel grow, help me pay for the marketing team, things of that nature, you know what you do. Um, you can hit the Cash App. You can get on the monthly donation. We're gonna make this grow. Your homie CA Latre. We're gonna really dig into some stuff. Be right back in a minute after this little commercial. Always try to remember most women here on YouTube and some of these dudes are trying to destroy black people. These are black people trying to destroy black people for personal profit. They're trying to uh, make daughters hate men. They're trying to make men hate daughters. And it's all so that they can get rent money. See, there's no white supremacy because black anti-blacks are doing worse than the white supremacists. White supremacists pass laws. White supremacists do a lot of stuff. But now the 1999 blacks, they haven't created nothing. They've created anti-blackness. They've gone over into spaces to please white people and please people just for profit. So beware these anti-blacks because a lot of them are just trying to create chaos. Okay, welcome back. And thank you for your patience. We're about to start about this black man dating in Atlanta, but I want to take the opportunity to teach you a little something about black American history that a lot of people don't realize. Um, Black American politics and Black American history is the strongest thing for black men to know. It helps you understand law, policy, and how to defeat supremacy when you know political history and African American history. You're actually able to quote law and legal things back to white folks, and white folks hate that the most when you actually know stuff. So take a moment. One of my favorite people in all of history, Thomas Fuller. You should go research this person. And then after that, we will get to the Black Men Dating in Atlanta video. I promise you will like the story. Peace. And that's the key thing to know. In no way inferior to Europeans. You need to be teaching your grandchildren that. You need to just not sit in your condo, sit in your Mercedes, and not teach your children actual knowledge. Are you dealing with an Asian woman? You dealing with a white woman? Are you teaching her these historical things? Or are you the enemy of black male success? And you like, I don't care about history. I don't care about none of that. I'm just focused on my dollar. Remember, people that focus on just a dollar, they're a bigger enemy to group success because they're only focused on themselves. Try to reach back and teach the people around you, including the people who are not from our culture, a lot about our culture. It's the most powerful thing you can do before you die. And I'm doing that now because somebody did it for me when I was 15. So I'm giving back all this knowledge that's just floating around in my head. See late Trey. Now let's get back to the actual video. The reason you came here. So without further ado, let's get to the story. So I knew this 4'10" lady. Let's call her Mia. I met her 1997 at Club Kaya. Mia was bald headed. She kept her hair shaved. Um, She was almost a midget, but not quite a midget. She had the big old legs and a big butt, and she walked better than a midget would walk. So she really wasn't classified as a midget. She didn't have a bow leg thing, but she was short. Okay. Now I have a short mother. I'm way taller than my mother, but uh, I had empathy for Mia. Mia, she wanted to holler. Mia popped at me, and this kind of sets up what it is because a lot of women at that time would approach you, not like the women of 2023. They would approach you back then. Um, what's so funny is Mia. Uh, she dressed okay, but I'm a Cali dude, so she was totally different. I forgot where she was originally from, but Mia, she was in the club and she owned her area. You could see she was like leading her area, and I didn't pay attention to it at the time, but there was a bunch of dudes in her section, and she left the dudes and came over and popped at me. I was already dealing with two ladies. I wasn't even trying to entertain the thought of dealing with somebody else. And, we still chopped it up. Because I said, maybe this would be something cool down the road or whatever. So we still chopped it up. So because I was so busy, I just got to Atlanta. I barely could speak to Mia. I had the two other ladies I'm dealing with. Mia, we became friends in our conversation because me not, popping at her, we just had cordial conversations. And what a lot of guys don't realize is sometimes women really need males who are just not trying to have sex with them. And this is why a lot of men will lie to women. Oh no, he wanted sex. If he could have had sex, he would have had it. No, but sometimes the circumstances is you just not really set tripping like that. I mean, a guy who gets a lot of sex ain't tripping off women like that. A guy who gets a lot of sex, he ain't mad at women. He don't get angry at women. Guy who gets a lot of sex, he knows how to walk away because he's focused on himself and what he got to do. Same thing women do. And I think what's so bad about the black community is that the black man is so busy policing other men. And when he's not policing other men, he's trying to police other women. It's a control issue for the black man. He wants to fist fight anybody that don't agree with how he live his life. It's the weirdest thing ever. But Mia, in our conversation, we start chopping it up. And then one day I saw her with a guy. Now she was in leather, she was in red. I was like, oh, look at you popping, you know. And then the guy stepped up, and this particular guy was 6'2". Now the other guy is about 6'4", but this guy's about 6'2", and I'm about 5'10", 5'11". So he ain't intimidating me. Plus I'm a real stocky kind of guy. I used to wrestle. Oh, I got to take this call. I'm gonna hit you right back. All right. Sorry, I had to take that call. So she's with the 6'2" dude, and she introduced me to old boy, and because we're friends at this point, we've been chopping it up for like half a year. Don't never see each other, but just phone buddies, right? She introduced me to old boy, so I'm thinking she in a relationship with this dude, right? And dude walks away, and she says, "See, Lay, I'm piping the hell out that nigga." I said, "What?" I said, "What?" Now I've heard Atlanta had a lot of gay dudes, right? And I grew up close to Silicon Valley. So I know there's a lot of Filipino gay dudes. I know there's a lot of Latino gay dudes. So I've never known gay dudes to look like straight guys. So this was a culture shock for me. This is 1997. This is a straight culture shock. So I'm like, what? Now she's talking to me as a homeboy, a friend, and and I'm like, oh my god! And she's 4'10", and this dude is 6'2". So I'm like, this chick gotta be lying, right? But I don't call her on it. I just listen to the game. And she started telling me how she's draining the dude's pockets. And the dude got the secret fetish for the dildo. And I'm just thrown off. As a Cali dude, I'm like, get the fuck out of here. Are you serious? Now, at no point in time, I'm going for none of this shit. I will punt. Like matter of fact, I think I told her at one point in time, if somebody ever came close to my butt, I'd punch him in the throat. I wouldn't in the throat. In the throat. I'll punch you in the throat. Don't even play with me. Don't do none of that type of shit. Matter of fact, she did say something to me in our first one or two conversation about fingers. I said, "Oh no, I'd punch a chick in the throat," and then she never brought it up again. Right? So here we are, 6 months later. I guess she know I ain't with that shit. Man, look, I'll go sit down for 11 months on some assault if you try to do something out of pocket to me. I'm no. Uh, in prison, when I was in jail, I said to myself when I first went to jail. Matter of fact, let me take that. When I first went to jail, I said, man, if anybody ever try anything with me, I'm gonna take one of these wet towels. I'm gonna wet it up. I'm gonna go behind that person, put it around that throat, and I'm gonna twist. And I'm just gonna catch another charge. Now I don't say that to be proud. It's just that I ain't with that, right? And so she's up there telling me about this, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! I'm looking at the dude in a nice suit, and got the long. It's kind of like dreads, but they're the smaller dreads, right? And I'm like, golly, wow. Now she's not a person that lies, like very truthful person. So I'm not thinking none of this. Plus, I know she pipes women. Like at this point, she's piped a lot of women, like a lot of women, right? She's even like invited me for threesomes with chicks, but I was never available. Either I was working or I was out of town, or it just never happened. Now, but I do know, because I've even seen some of the chicks. She's introduced me to some of the chicks, but we was just never available, right? Again, when you're getting a lot of sex as a guy, there's a lot of sex you just don't stress. You just don't stress a lot of chicks, right? So here comes the 6'4" dude. So about 2-3 years later, we kind of lost contact. I see her at the festival. They had the Atlanta festival with all the little concerts down at Piedmont Park. And I see her with the 6'4" dude. She chops it up with me. He's getting some drinks for her or something. And she lets it be known, yep, piping him too. Now she's older, she done put on a lot of weight, but I'm like, the mentality, and it's kind of like the other story I'm going to tell you about Club Nikki. All of my Club Nikki stories are hilarious to me. I even met the lady who did the murder of that dude. I met her before she did the murder at Club Nikki. Yeah, so it was a lot of stuff, man. All the 304s that used to be across the street from Club Nikki, and the Pimps was across the street from Club Nikki. A lot of people don't know that. But yeah, we're going to get into all that stories. But this is the first story that I wanted to share on this dating in Atlanta, because the types of women that you met in Atlanta was just off the chain. I mean, Atlanta, yes, a lot of women, but a lot of women are not really about love. They just about financial opportunities on a man's wallet. They ain't really about love. There's one lady who ended up marrying a very popular man in Atlanta. He's on TV and everything. And my homie was having a threesome with her and his girl about 6 months before she was engaged. So every time I look at her in these photos with her husband, I'm like, maybe she done changed her ways. I mean, hey, that was before the marriage. We all used to be something before the marriage. So maybe that was before the marriage. But this is just a simple story, but it sets you up on all these stories of dating in Atlanta. I'm going to get into some personal stories on my dating experience, but I wanted this to be the first story to let you know all the wild, off the chain things that I have seen and done from the first day I touched down in Atlanta. I even dated a lady who later became a very popular porn star. A very popular black porn star. And I dated her before she became that. And I've told that story before on my other channels. I got like 4 channels. But I'm going to dig into that on my dating in Atlanta. I'm going to talk about Club Visions when it first came around, SO 559. I'm going to talk about what was going on in Gwinnett over at Mac 10 House when him and T-Boz broke up. It's just a lot of stories to really cover, man. I've seen and done a lot. So I'm going to get back to you. I got to go to a meeting, and then much love, man. Just much love. Donate if you enjoy the video. If you want to hear more, help contribute so I can build up this marketing team. Much love. We'll be talking to y'all soon, man. Peace. If you would like to contribute to Mr. Research, you can do that with the King of Classy Cash app. All donations are appreciated. Sometimes what happens in our black community, we want people to give us stuff for free, and then we don't appreciate it, and then we go about our way with free information, and we start sticking our chest out as if we had this level of the game all the time. Jewish people give back, Latino people give back, Portuguese people give back. The black community is the only one that really don't like giving back. Now, nobody's trying to shame you for it. If you want to donate, you can do that through the King of Classy app. But the reality is, our community is the only community that wants to be opportunist and take advantage of stuff for free. The game is to be sold, not to be told. Now, you've heard that pimp conversation in movies before. You've heard that street conversation on all type of records. The game is to be sold, not to be told. Because when you just freely tell people stuff, they tend not to appreciate it. And when people buy stuff, they tend to appreciate it more because you added value to it. So if you appreciate this level of the game, you can donate back. Um, all donations do count, and all donations are appreciated. And if you feel like, you know what, you don't want to do that, then you can at least hit the like button. Hit the like button when you come in on the video, subscribe, and even if you don't like any of this, send it to your cousin, send it to your uncle, send this to your coworker, send it to somebody else outside of you. Maybe they can appreciate this level of the game. Much love. Now let's get back to the video.